The power to end family homelessness is a critical mission for an organization that planted roots in Savannah many years ago and branched out, adding support to Effingham and Bryan counties. This is Winning Wednesday, and we are focusing on raising awareness about Family Promise of the Coastal Empire. And joining me right now is the Executive Director, Katrina Bostic. So first off, Katrina, thank you for visiting today.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here.
Well, listen, for people at home who may not know about Family Promise of the Coastal Empire, share your mission.
Sure. Family Promise is an organization that is dedicated to working with families with children that are experiencing housing insecurity, as well as those that may be in imminent danger of losing their housing. So our mission thrives from a space where we provide help, hope, and hospitality to homeless families with children.
How is the homeless crisis actually affecting families at this time?
So right now, as many of you may know, we are definitely in a housing crisis. Wages and housing has far outpaced wages, so it's a critical need for our families that are dealing with lower wage paying jobs, as well as those families that fall within the ALICE spectrum, and that's asset limited, income constrained, but employed. So they're making a decent wage. However, with inflation and the rising cost of apartments and houses in our community, they are more than living from paycheck to paycheck.
Well, we do have some numbers, Katrina, that you've provided that
Yes.
we want to show. Now, this is from last year,
Yes.
people that you serviced. I understand that you're limited when it comes to bed space. Can you share with our viewers why it's incredibly a priority that you move forward and continue to make the difference that Family Promise is making?
Definitely. So we are limited on the number of families that we can house at one time. Between our two campuses in Chatham and in Effingham, we can house up to 10 families at a time. However, when we think about our wait list right now, we have 18 families that are waiting to be, one, connected to services and or need immediate emergency housing. So we know that there's a huge gap in the number of housing or beds, emergency shelter beds for families in relation to single unaccompanied adults.
Let's talk a little bit now about this sweltering heat that we're having here in the Coastal Empire. And of course, just a couple days ago, Monday, the heavy rain and the flooding. You oftentimes meet families who are out there without a place to go, and they end up having a difficult time, and this really can cause issues with their health.
It can. One of the things that we always think about, before COVID even touched the world, we always thought about what happens with our families when they're dealing with the sweltering heat and or when there are torrential rains, hurricane season, how families are impacted when it comes to not having stable housing. So for the majority of our families, families that we're not able to bring into our short-term emergency housing program, they are residing in their cars, unfortunately. They are in uninhabitable spaces, whether it's hotels, storage units, and things of that nature. So these are not places that are conducive for children to reside in. So we know that there is an urgent need for us to increase the number of family shelter beds in our community.
And one way you're doing that in terms of just hitting the dial and saying, we need your help is with an upcoming event. That's the Red Hot Chili Pepper Race. We have some video from last year's race. And this is exciting because it's a 5K. People can come out and help. The race coming up Friday.
Absolutely.
Yes, in just a couple days, right?
In just a couple days.
So this is at J.F. Gregory Park in Richmond Hill. Begins at 4:30. The race proceeds will, of course, benefit Family Promise of the Coastal Empire. Please give the appeal right now as we show that time and the date for people to get involved.
So this is just one way for the community to really reach out and put your running shoes on, put your walking shoes on, and every step that you take supports families with children in our community that are experiencing housing insecurity. So it's a family fun-filled event. We have almost 300 runners, so it's going to be a lot of people running in the heat. And for us, it's an opportunity for them to actually experience what our families are experiencing when they don't have a shelter to call home. So we encourage those who want to come out and support us to go to our website, which is familypromisece.org, and they still have time to register for the race. They can also sponsor, and they can also come out and volunteer. So we want the community to come out, show their support, show their love, so that we know, and the families that we serve know, that the community is there to help them as they experience their housing crisis.
All right, Katrina Bostic, the Executive Director of Family Promise of the Coastal Empire. Best to everyone involved in the race on Friday. Thank you for being here.
Thank you so much for having me.